The story starts in the backdrop of the clash between the X-Men and the Avengers. The two most powerful superhero teams in the Marvel Universe face off against each other due to a disagreement in the coming of the Phoenix Force. The X-Men believe it would signal the rebirth of mutants, while the Avengers believe it would cause the end of all life on Earth. In a convoluted series of events, heroes from either side of the divide square off against each other. Thor and Emma Frost stare at each other across an expanse. The Asgardian god notices that Emma is no longer mortal. On an ordinary day, this would be no contest, but this is no ordinary day. Endowed by Phoenix Force energy, Emma Frost now emits an unearthly heat that even the god can feel across from her. But Thor is no stranger to unearthly heat. He thinks about the serpents from the fiery Muspelheim and the icy burn of the frost giants of Jotunheim. He feels no fear of his opponent. Does Emma fear her godly opponent? No. Emma Frost is a driven woman, a woman who's made a life out of bending people to her will and shaping them to her desires. And no one, not even the protector of the Nine Realms, would stand in her way. Thor, ever the chivalrous one, starts to speak by saying he would rather not lay hands on a lady. He advises her to stand aside for her own good. Emma demands that he addresses her as Your Majesty and promises him that before the day is done, he would kneel before her. Thor readies his hammer and gives her another warning. She retorts that when all a man has is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. They rush towards each other. Thor reminds her he is no mere man, and she agrees, calling him a talking dog with a blonde coat. She tries to get in his mind, but the mind of a god is not easily manipulated. Get out of my head, witch! He charges her with the hammer and smashes into her with lightning. It sends her flying and she bounces off the floor. Thor charges, flying towards her. I warned thee, maiden. I am no mere man. Emma lies on the ground in a heap of dirt, groaning. As Thor flies in a downward movement towards her, he raises his hammer, preparing for an overhead blow that would undoubtedly have knocked her out completely. As he brings it down, Diamond Hand shoots out to intercept it. Emma successfully intercepts his arm, now standing in her completely invulnerable diamond form. Ordinarily, her diamond form is tireless and nigh invulnerable. With the Phoenix's power coursing through her, her power levels in that state are off the charts. As she holds his arm, she taunts him about his long blonde lock, calling him girly and saying he hits like a girl. She continues to taunt him, asking him if he ever wished for a woman to put him on all fours while grabbing his hair. She promises to keep his secret. Even a god of thunder can use a little whipping every now and then. I have such pretty things to dress you in. Thor slugs her with the hammer again. I can't blame him, to be honest. He delivers a devastating uppercut that shatters her diamond form into a million pieces. This is a feat of strength that is surprising, considering the fact that Emma's nigh invulnerable diamond form is presently bolstered by the Phoenix Force energy. The shards shatter with such force that they're sent flying into space. That's not the end. Emma taunted Thor for a reason. As the shards of her diamond form went up, they hurtled back down to Earth with such vengeance. As Thor stands over her broken remains, bragging that gods are not to be trifled with, the shards from space tear into him, ripping him with the fervor of a million fiery arrows. As Thor kneels, overwhelmed and broken, the fallen shards reform, shaping into Emma back again. As she reforms, she taunts. Force inside me is not so easily beat. She socks Thor, landing her first physical hit in this battle. She hits again with a backhand, sending him flying, attacks again with a kick, and stops with an uppercut that lands the God of Thunder on his butt. As he lies broken, she picks him up by his face and yells, "The force inside me tastes like fire." She kicks him, steps on him, reveling in her victory and confident in her powers. As Thor lies defeated, she brags, "Man, God, pity. I was hoping for someone with a little more thunder." She walks away, leaving Thor's broken body on the battlefield. What do you think of this battle? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel too.